Hey, Lakers fans. Today we've got some exciting updates that could completely reshape the team's future. The buzz around the league has been all about potential acquisitions, and two names keep popping up that would make any fan's heart race: Trey Murphy and Herb Jones. Just imagine what adding these two to the roster could do. This isn't just about filling spots. It's about transforming the entire dynamic of the team. The Lakers have struggled at times to find that perfect balance of shooting, defense, and playmaking, and these two could be the pieces that finally complete the puzzle. Now let's talk about Herb Jones. Recently, some people have been critical of his performance, pointing to a single underwhelming game as evidence that he might not fit. But evaluating a player based on one night is misleading. Throughout his career, and even this season, he's consistently demonstrated his value as a defensive powerhouse and versatile wing. It's important to remember that context matters. The Pelicans as a team have had their struggles, and when a player doesn't have strong supporting talent, it can be tough to shine. Compare that to players like P.J. Washington or Daniel Gafford, who at times looked like fringe contributors simply because they were on weaker teams. Herb Jones, by contrast, has shown he can operate at a high level even when surrounded by limited offensive options. One of the most exciting things about moving to a team like the Lakers is the difference in surroundings. Playing alongside players like LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Austin Reeves changes everything. Herb Jones won't need to fight for every opportunity. The ball will come to him in situations where he can maximize his defensive and offensive skills. We've seen his efficiency from beyond the arc when given the right spacing and the right teammates. His numbers might not always reflect his ability, but in the right system, he becomes a game changer. And then there's Trey Murphy. This guy has shown flashes of scoring brilliance that make him a dream addition for any team seeking shooting and spacing. Imagine the kind of threats the Lakers could field with LeBron driving, Davis operating in the paint, and Murphy pulling defenders out to the perimeter. Not only does he create scoring opportunities, but he also allows other players to thrive by stretching defenses and opening lanes. Pair him with Herb Jones, and suddenly you've upgraded two critical wing positions, which has immediate implications for both offense and defense. Some of the discussion around potential trades involves difficult decisions. For example, the idea of moving Austin Reeves is a tough one because he's been a reliable contributor and a fan favorite. But if the goal is to truly maximize the team's championship window, sometimes calculated sacrifices have to be made. Replacing him with a combination like Jones and Murphy create a roster that is both defensively versatile and offensively explosive. These moves aren't just about one season. They're about building a foundation that could dominate for years if health and chemistry align. The complexity of acquiring these players, however, cannot be understated. The Pelicans hold leverage because they don't need to trade either player. They're under no pressure to make a deal, which means the Lakers would need to offer significant assets. We're talking multiple first-round picks or creative maneuvering with existing contracts to make it work. While it might not be realistic this season, it's not outside the realm of possibility in the offseason when the Lakers have more flexibility with picks and cap space. Planning ahead and preparing to strike at the right moment is essential for a team that wants to contend at the highest level. From a strategic standpoint, landing both Herb Jones and Trey Murphy addresses multiple issues at once. You improve perimeter defense, enhance shooting, and add players capable of creating their own shots when necessary. Pair that with the current stars of the team, and suddenly you have a roster that's capable of challenging anyone in the league. This isn't just about improving the lineup. It's about redefining what the Lakers can be for the next few seasons. Imagine a starting lineup featuring LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Herb Jones, Trey Murphy, and a complementing mix of versatile role players and young talent. The potential for success skyrockets. Of course, executing this kind of transformation involves careful planning. Trades are rarely simple, especially when negotiating with teams that have no pressing need to sell. But with the right combination of draft picks, contract flexibility, and timing, it's possible to construct a scenario where both acquisitions could be made without mortgaging the team's future entirely. It would take bold moves, clear priorities, and a commitment to maximizing every roster spot. But for a team like the Lakers, who are chasing championships and legacy, these kinds of risks are part of the game. What makes this even more compelling is how these additions could complement existing talent. LeBron has shown he thrives with high IQ players who can both defend and shoot. Adding Jones and Murphy creates new spacing and defensive options, allowing the team to operate at a higher level on both ends of the floor. The synergy of these players could elevate everyone around them, making the Lakers not just good, but truly elite. It's the kind of strategic acquisition that has long-term benefits while immediately improving the present roster. Finally, the offseason strategy comes into play. If the Lakers can maneuver their assets, turn players like Reeves into trade value, and leverage draft picks effectively, they could enter the next season with one of the most balanced and versatile lineups in the league. Complementing the stars with high IQ wings like Jones and Murphy sets up the team for sustained success. The combination of offensive firepower, defensive tenacity, and intelligent spacing is exactly what championship teams are built on. For fans, it's an exciting prospect that shows the front office is thinking not just about the next game, but about creating a dynasty-level roster that can compete for years. Now, let's dive into the nuances of making these trades happen because, as exciting as it sounds, the path to acquiring Herb Jones and Trey Murphy is full of moving parts. The Lakers would need to be strategic, using every piece of their current roster and draft capital to create leverage. Timing is everything, and the difference between pulling off a successful trade and missing out could come down to how they structure their offers and how patient they are with negotiations. Teams like the Pelicans have no urgent reason to move either player, so it's a matter of creating a proposal that is too good to ignore while also protecting the Lakers' long-term interests. This is where front office acumen becomes just as critical as player talent on the court. The idea of converting existing assets, like Austin Reeves' contract, into trade leverage is especially compelling. Reeves has been a key contributor and is developing into a reliable secondary scorer. But in trade discussions, his value could open the door to acquiring two players who significantly upgrade the team's overall versatility. Turning one good player into two impact wings is exactly the kind of calculated risk championship teams have to consider. It requires balancing short-term needs with long-term potential, but the upside is enormous. A roster that could defend multiple positions, stretch the floor, and create shots for themselves and their teammates. If the Lakers execute this successfully, their depth would become a major advantage. Pairing LeBron James and Anthony Davis with Jones and Murphy adds a level of defensive intensity and offensive fluidity that few teams in the league could match. LeBron's playmaking becomes even more deadly because defenders are forced to account for multiple threats, not just the traditional stars. With Jones handling perimeter defense and Murphy spacing the floor with consistent shooting, every possession becomes more efficient. The Lakers could essentially transform into a team that is difficult to beat in any situation, whether they're facing a fast-paced defense or a more methodical half-court team. Beyond the immediate impact, these trades could shape the Lakers' roster construction for years to come. Adding young, versatile wings like Jones and Murphy gives the team flexibility in rotations, allowing for strategic rest periods for stars while keeping performance levels high. It also creates opportunities to sign or develop complementary pieces around them, whether it's athletic forwards, defensive-minded centers, or secondary scorers who can thrive in open space. The cumulative effect is a roster that not only contends today, but is positioned to sustain excellence over multiple seasons. One of the more exciting elements is how these acquisitions could affect the Lakers' style of play. Imagine a lineup where every wing can switch on defense, guard multiple positions, and still threaten from deep. Herb Jones brings elite defensive IQ and the ability to disrupt opposing offenses, while Trey Murphy provides spacing and shooting that forces defenders out of the paint. The combination of these two players would allow the Lakers to maintain a high-tempo game while also controlling half-court possessions. It's a rare balance that championship-caliber teams struggle to achieve, and the Lakers could finally check both boxes. The financial side of the equation also deserves attention. Both players are on manageable contracts, which means the Lakers would retain flexibility to make further moves. This is crucial because it allows the team to address other roster needs without being hamstrung by salary constraints. Smart financial planning combined with strategic acquisitions can give the Lakers a sustained competitive edge. It's not just about winning one season. It's about building a framework that allows for repeated success, creating a legacy that lasts well beyond the current roster cycle. Of course, no plan is without risk. Trades of this magnitude always carry uncertainty. There's the question of chemistry, adaptation to the Lakers system, and even how players handle pressure on a team with championship expectations. But the potential rewards far outweigh the risks. When you look at the combination of talent, defensive versatility, and shooting efficiency that Jones and Murphy would bring, it becomes clear that this is an opportunity the Lakers cannot ignore. In professional basketball, timing and decisiveness often separate the champions from the pretenders, and this scenario presents a chance to tip the scales dramatically in their favor. Another important consideration is how these trades could influence the development of other players on the roster. Adding high IQ, versatile wings frees up LeBron and Davis to focus on their strengths, while allowing role players to thrive in defined roles. Players like Rui Hachimura, Malik Beasley, or even DeAndre Ayton could find themselves in positions to maximize their skill sets, whether it's in catch-and-shoot opportunities, defensive rotations, or transition scoring. The ripple effect of acquiring the right pieces can elevate every contributor, creating a team where the sum is greater than its parts. Finally, when you look at the bigger picture, this isn't just about acquiring talent. It's about sending a message. Making bold moves like this signals to the league that the Lakers are fully committed to contending, willing to make tough decisions to optimize their roster, and thinking strategically about both the present and the future. It sets a tone of ambition, competitiveness, and forward-thinking management that resonates throughout the organization. Fans, players, and rival teams alike would recognize the Lakers as a squad prepared to dominate not just for a season, but potentially for a generation. If executed well, the combination of LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Herb Jones, Trey Murphy, and supporting players like Tari, and DeAndre Ayton creates a lineup that could redefine the competitive landscape of the league. It's a mix of defensive excellence, perimeter shooting, and veteran leadership, all anchored by some of the best players in basketball history. The strategic vision is clear: maximize strengths, minimize weaknesses, and build a championship-caliber roster that can adapt to any challenge. It's the kind of move that can turn a team from good to historically dominant. And for Lakers fans, it's a scenario that demands attention and excitement. Before we continue, we ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on, the basketball world is buzzing with whispers that could shake the very foundations of the NBA. Kevin Durant, one of the most prolific scorers of his generation, is reportedly set to join the Los Angeles Lakers. While nothing has been officially finalized, sources close to the star hint that the deal is more than just a fleeting rumor. If true, this move could redefine the balance of power in the league and put the Lakers back at the epicenter of championship conversations. Durant's potential arrival in Los Angeles raises countless questions about team dynamics and strategy. The Lakers, already boasting a mix of veteran talent and emerging stars, would gain a player capable of changing any game in an instant. Durant's unmatched versatility, equally deadly from long range or in isolation, could seamlessly complement the team's existing offensive schemes while simultaneously demanding defensive attention from every opponent. Fans are already imagining lineups where Durant's scoring prowess meshes with the Lakers' signature fast-paced style, creating a nightmare matchup for any contender. Off the court, the speculation has stirred the social media landscape like wildfire. Analysts are dissecting every move, every cryptic social media post, and every subtle hint from Durant himself. While some caution that nothing is confirmed, the sheer volume of inside chatter makes it difficult to dismiss the possibility. The Lakers, known for bold moves in the past, could be positioning themselves to make a statement that Los Angeles is not content with merely competing. It wants dominance. Historically, Durant's career has been marked by high-stakes decisions and headline-grabbing shifts. From his early years as a scoring phenom to his championship runs, every stop has carried weight, and this potential move to Los Angeles might be his boldest yet. Fans and critics alike are debating how this could affect the league's hierarchy. Will it ignite a new era of Lakers supremacy, or will the pressure of expectations weigh on a team suddenly brimming with star power? The NBA landscape is on the brink of a seismic shift, and the possibility of Durant in purple and gold is enough to keep every fan and analyst awake at night, pondering the implications. As the speculation continues, one thing is clear. If Kevin Durant indeed becomes a Laker, the NBA will never look the same again. Whether this is a calculated gamble or the beginning of a dynasty, the whispers alone have reignited the league's imagination. And in a city that thrives on big headlines, the mere possibility of Durant donning the Lakers jersey is enough to electrify a fan base already hungry for greatness. The rumor mill is alive, and every corner of the basketball world is watching, waiting to see if this seismic shift will come to fruition. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.